So all day today I have been working with several different EMF readers, and I finally have one of the messages finished and translated. So if you're interested in working with the EMF readers, it took me a while to figure this out, but the words that it gives you, you'll need to write them down and then Google the definitions. So like this, I have them written down, and then as I write the definitions, I write it like this. So it comes out to be a story. This one that I have finished, to me, it feels like it goes with my own personal situation, but I'm still going to share it because there are some things within this message that I don't necessarily resonate with, so somebody else might. Again, if it does not resonate with you, don't take it. Just leave it. Don't force it. If it does, just use it as a guide to give you some insight. Don't take it word for word, because again, we're translating, and there could be things in here that are translated wrong, or just have nothing to do with your situation, like I said about me. So I'm gonna go on ahead and read you the message that I got from this one, and then as I finish the other ones I have started, I will post those. So it says, an armed force that is gearing up to take position if needed. They see someone directing their mind towards a direction that actively connects ideas. This person has been evaluating a debt structure and is trying to improve the structure. They are aware of someone around who is living their life where internal, emotional, and spiritual states drive external achievements, even though they have a strong protective exterior. There is going to be a powerful, energetic pivot point coming that is focused on maximum light, growth, abundance, and the active manifestation goals. It says every detailed story about a person in their it says a very detailed story about a person in their bedroom involves someone who holds knowledge that helped this person who is in the bedroom from failing in a high stakes situation. There is a grandmother contact form in case of an emergency that has contact information for someone. They are trying to make sure this person is kept quiet when something happens. With the grandmother trying to withhold information to keep things from being found, one of the hidden things is she's having a long-term challenging love affair and was finding it difficult to end it. Someone from Texas has placed a person on a jagged, narrow ridge. This place is treacherous, haunted, and part of the unnatural that many people who visit believe the devil does their work there. This could also be located near mountains that make the environment intensely cold. So it's stating that even though this person is from Texas, this area that it's talking about doesn't necessarily have to be in Texas. It says there is someone residing in an area that has competence, power. They are magnetic, sharp, timeless, and bold. Says it says you're not the player, you're the high power. You're not the player who plays games, you're the higher power whose game is being a power player. That's like a tongue twister. You're not the player who plays games, you're the higher power whose game is power player. You fool them because you have a soft, subtle look. Things have turned toxic because a male who has figured out that if the pressure inside a confined space is lower than that of the space outside this space, they can control and manipulate it. It says a motorcycle, so somebody's learned how to manipulate energy in a sense. It says a motorcycle club officer is shot, so that could be with a gun or drugs, after relaying words or a request given by someone possessed by the devil. A man associated with the club officer is also a veteran from the U.S. Army who was stationed in Germany and convicted of a crime. There is a plan to cause a death by shooting to a 37-year-old woman who is the mother of 3. 3 plus 7 is 9. 9 stands for endings. This female could have already been sexually abused by people of this group in order to cause damage to reproductive organs, but were unsuccessful. The woman could literally be living a life similar to a maid. Family broken apart, separated from children, placed with strangers, and becoming a maid for shelter and food while being froze from accessing any money, resources, or means to help rebuild the life that was taken from her. This is mainly being put into action and carried out by men who would be considered skinheads. This female could have been put in a situation where she was told to do something to someone that would cause bloodshed or death. Although these attempts did not succeed, there was a big payout for whoever was able to get her to follow through. Then the EMF reader, I literally did not have to Google this part for definitions. It gave me full-blown sentences on this part. It says, a punch was given. Someone replied with extreme happiness, then said, complete the shot tonight, before they would receive the draw. The person paying them made them promise it would be completed tonight with documentation as proof. This pressure caused the person who was hired to change their mood towards the female. They told this female they were hired to hurt them and disclosed how much the draw was, and if they could get the same amount, they wouldn't follow through with hurting them. No money was produced and time was up. This person told the female the home has requested a happy injury and to take you take the female far away in distance from the shelter and then / home to cause this injury and to make it appear as though this was done due to an out-of-hand habit. Officials have in custody footage of some of the things done to this female. The ones distributing the payment and request of documentation for these acts has said this veteran looks exhausted, leading to the criticism of their performance quality. The people holding the payment have expressed fear of this female's legacy to be fulfilled. Officials have sat to discuss literature on sociology, the acts that were done, the clothing taken into evidence with gasoline on them, the suspect wearing the female's clothing, trying to give the idea that the suspect had a queer desire. Also, the evidence, footage evidence of religious abuse and religious testimony. The suspect, using the specular, SPECULAR, sociology theory. When I looked up what the specular sociology theory is, it is somebody who finds a victim that is readable, finds out what the victim's constraints are. They psychoanalyze the victim. They review the power dynamics in the victim's life, and then they disconnect those power dynamics and transfer the power dynamic to them. And then they separate the victim, from their identity that they associate themselves with. And then they recreate a distorted image of themselves that is not appealing to themselves or outsiders, unless they are like physically next to the suspect, right? So it's like they have to have the suspect's image and the suspect's presence in order to make themselves even feel or look okay. It says the self-image created is a lie, an illusion that is held in place by others participating from society. So they're recruiting people to go along with this image breakdown and with the new image given. It says the person behind the mirror of the victim tells the victim what image they see with the dictation power that they gained in the process. It says the victim will conform and believe it in order to avoid consequences from the dictator and to keep peace and sense of unity. This theory uses ideological, visual, and social manipulation. Says a person is picked to be experimented on with this theory when they repeatedly are given the labels of productive worker, good student, or trustworthy person due to social apparatuses. This is done to show the person their true underlying social position. And it says this includes social connections, cultural identity, and political power. And then it said, if someone is told that they are born with white privilege by another race, and then that other race gets into a position of connections with political members of power, this would be how they would show you they now hold the power over the white privilege and revoke your privilege to show dominance of their newly gained power. So, this is a plan to dismantle somebody, everything they know about their culture, their society, and who they are, and then to put a false illusion of what they're being told they're seen as and what they're being told that they really are, making them unfunctionable, making them untrustworthy, making them unreliable, and making them ill, and then making them having to depend on others for survival. So I guess without having to actually take someone's life, it's a way of erasing somebody and turning them into either back into a child or just a mentally ill zombie, I guess. But yeah, so that's that message. I got 2 more coming. I'm still working on those. So if that resonated with you, or you know, it's a topic you want to talk about, go on ahead and share it down in the comments. If you want more information, my email's in the description, and don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe.